Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Natasha from Yarn Over, and today's video tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a magic circle or a chain 2 to start your amigurumi. So the two options that you get for making amigurumi is either starting with a magic circle or a chain. So in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to do both, and then you can decide whichever one you want to start your amigurumi with and whichever one is the easiest for you. So before we dive into how to start a magic circle, I just want to put it out there. There are tons of ways to make a magic circle and how to start it. Every crocheter has his different way of doing it. Some of them do it like me, others do it differently. But in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how I do my magic circle and how I find it the easiest way to do. If you like this video, like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to have a lot of videos on here to share amigurumi tips that I've learned over the years of making amigurumi. So let's dive into it. To start the magic circle, you will be taking your yarn and you will first be wrapping it around your fingers. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your hand face upwards, your palm face upwards towards you. You're going to pinch the yarn between your thumb and your middle finger. You're going to take your working hand and you're going to wrap it around your two fingers, your index and your middle finger. So you're going to wrap it around behind. You're going to come over and you're going to make a little cross. And you're going to go over again between your fingers and you're going to use your ring finger to hold the yarn between your ring and your middle finger. Now your non-dominant hand, you're going to turn over so that your nail bed is showing towards you. You're going to take your hook. You're going to turn your hook so that the hook part of your crochet hook is towards your fingers. You're going to go under the first loop. You're going to go over the second loop. And you're going to pull that second loop under your first loop. Then you're going to turn your non-dominant hand back towards you, the palm back towards you. You're going to take your fingers out of that circle. You're going to use your working hands, thumb and index finger to hold onto the yarn and the tail. Now we're going to take the working yarn. You're going to position it between your fingers, how you would hold your yarn to crochet. And then you're going to replace that circle and that tail back into your non-dominant hand. And you're going to make your first stitch. So this is the tiny slip stitch just to keep the circle intact, and then you're going to follow your pattern as it is required, how many single crochets, and you're going to single crochet under both of these. You're going to place your hook under both of these, the circle and the yarn tail. So you're going to go under both of them. You're going to pull up a loop like you do with a normal single crochet, and you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through both loops for your first single crochet, and you're going to continue this until you have met the amount of single crochets that you need to do in your magic circle, depending on what pattern you are following. Once you have made all the single crochets needed for your pattern, you're going to take your yarn tail and you're going to pull that circle tight, and there you have your magic circle. So I'm going to show the magic circle once again, but go a little bit faster. So you're going to take your yarn, you're going to pinch it between your thumb and your middle finger. You're going to wrap it around. You're going to make your little cross. You're going to bring it around again. You're going to pinch it between your ring finger and your middle finger. Flip your hand back that your nail bed is showing towards you. Take your hook, go under and go over and pull that second loop through. Turn your hand back towards you. Take your working yarn, wrap it around the hook. As you can see, it makes a little knot already. And then you take your working yarn, you yarn over and you pull through that first stitch. And then that's just a little stitch to secure your magic ring. And then you just continue making the magic ring between those two yarn tail and the magic ring, and in the end you just take your yarn tail and you pull it tight. And there you have your magic ring. The way to start your amigurumi is doing a chain 2 and then single crochet into the first chain. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a slip stitch. Once again, there's many different ways to do a slip stitch. This is how I do mine. I pinch it in my working hand. I pinch it between my thumb and my index finger. I wrap the yarn around twice. I hold onto the working yarn. Then I take the back loop over the front loop and the front loop once again over the back loop. And there I have my little slip stitch, and then I insert the hook into the slip stitch and I just pull on the yarn tail to make it tight. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2, so it's 1 and 2, and as you can see you will now be working in that very first chain on your stitch on your chain. So you're going to insert your hook into that chain, and you're now going to do the amount of single crochets needed in the pattern. So if it's 6, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you have finished them all, you can just take that yarn tail again and just pull that stitch nice and tight, and then there you have your first round of amigurumis, and then you will just work into that first single crochet stitch. So when you're doing this method, always make sure that your yarn tail is long enough so that when you do single crochets in that last stitch that your yarn tail doesn't get too short and that the stitch slips out. Just going over it a little bit faster. Now we're going to do the slip stitch first. You take your yarn and you pinch it and you wrap it around your index finger twice. The back loop goes over the front loop goes over the back loop once again, and you pull it tight, and there's your little slip stitch. You're going to insert your hook, pull it tight, and then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then in that second chain you're going to insert your hook, you're going to yarn over, complete your single crochet, and you're going to continue doing single crochets in that very last chain. And once you have your amount of single crochets that the pattern requires, all you need to do is just pull that little tail tight, and there you have your first round of your amigurumi. That is it for today's video tutorial on how to start a magic circle or how to chain 2 to start your amigurumi project. So if you've liked this video, remember to like and subscribe below. In my following videos, I will then continue from the magic circle where you insert your hook for your first single crochet after you've made your magic circle, and we're going to do increases and decreases and all that stuff. So I'm going to share all those tips and tricks with you on this YouTube channel, so remember to subscribe so that you can get notified from when I upload a new video. So thank you for joining in. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me here on these handles, and have a lovely day.